What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxing, and today is Thursday. So, you know what that means. It's Throwback Thursday, baby. Boxing style. Better yet, Jab Queen Boxing style. In today's Throwback Thursday, we are featuring none other than Felix Trinidad, aka Tito Trinidad, hailing from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Tito Trinidad boxed from 1990 to 2008. He fought in an orthodox stance for a total of 45 fights, 42 wins, 3 losses, and 35 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Now, Tito fought in 3 different weight classes: welterweight, light middleweight, and middleweight. Okay. Did I mention he was only 17? Early in his career, right? Roughly the first 3 years, it was just pretty much a string of damn knockouts, including a second round knockout against Angel Romero. In 1991, he beat Jake Rodriguez by decision, but he ended up having some sort of hand injury after that fight. Now, from 93 to 99, he was in the welterweight division, right? Looking for all of the smoke, honey. First up for it, Maurice Blocker in 93. Now, this was for the IBF strap. Tito was only 20 years old at the time. Knocked Blocker out, honey, in the second round, winning that IBF title. Now, Blanca had already been down twice in the damn second round before the refs stopped the fight. I believe they stopped it at a minute and 49 seconds into the round. He was done, honey. He then went on to defend that title by fighting Hector Camacho in 1994, Yuri Borg Kambosos in 94, Oba Carr in 98, and Pernell Whitaker in 1999. Now, this fight with Pernell Whitaker was for the IBF Welterweight Championship. Trinidad was defending it. He won by unanimous decision. This marked his 13th successful title defense. I mean, Trinidad dominated the fight, especially after the earlier rounds, using a powerful right hand to pretty much beat the hell out of Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker, although he had a strong start, I mean, listen, he suffered a knockdown, I think, the second round, and a fractured jaw in the sixth. I think they had the score, what was it, 117 to 111 and 118 to 109, 2 judges to 1. Unanimous decision. After defeating Sweet Pea, he turned his attention to Oscar De La Hoya in 1999 for the fight they called Fight of the Millennium. Now, both fighters were undefeated and highly ranked too. Oscar, he was the welterweight star at the time, but Trinidad, he was still popular. Oscar started strong too, child, using his boxing skills and speed to outmaneuver Trinidad, especially early in the fight. He built a good lead, but later in them later rounds, honey, he switched to a more defensive type of strategy. Now, some say Oscar switching strategies is what shaped the outcome of the fight. Some people say that, the people, not me. Trinidad was able to censor an opportunity, right? He stepped up his offensive output in the later rounds, closing that gap, boy. They also said there was a punch that landed after the bell in the 12th. Listen, this is what the people say. But ultimately, Trinidad came out victorious. 2 judges to 1 had him winning, with 1 judge scoring it a draw. And thus a unified champion is crowned. Now, after he defeated Oscar De La Hoya by majority decision in 1999, he went up to middleweight from 2000 to 2001. He defeated Fernando Vargas by TKO, winning that IBF strap. Now that fight, baby, you want to talk about a knockdown drag out? Whew. The fight started with Trinidad dropping Vargas twice in the first round, but Vargas, he's tough, man. He managed to recover and even land a powerful left hook that sent Trinidad to the canvas in the fourth round. Now, things got a little hairy, and both fighters, they were penalized for low blows during the fight. Trinidad was penalized twice, Vargas only once. But despite the ups and downs, man, Trinidad, he controlled the fight with that left jab and them hooks. Oof, man. In the final round, Trinidad landed a left hook that dropped Vargas. Now he got up, but was the knockdown against another left hook. After Vargas rose again, man, Trinidad just finished that boy with a final knockdown, resulting in a TKO victory. This was another unification fight for the IBF and the WBA super welterweight titles. Mm, mm, mm. Now, after he beat Fernando Vargas in 2001, he also went ahead and defeated William Joppy. He captured the WBA light middleweight title after that fight. Now, up next in 2001, we have Bernard Hopkins, right? Now, this fight was a middleweight unification fight. It had been postponed previously following, 9/11. So God bless everyone affected on that tragic day. Trinidad was the favorite in this fight. Hell, why wouldn't he be? He had won what, over 30, 39 fights, 40 fights in a row. I mean, this one would be no different, right? Especially since Hopkins was being so damn disrespectful, honey, at both presses, the one here in the United States and the one they had in PR. Child, Bernard Hopkins snatched that damn island flag out of Trinidad's hand and threw it on the ground. Hell, that shit started a riot. Hopkins had to get up out of there, child, to avoid getting mollywopped by a mob of angry Ricans. Now, he later admitted this was done strategically. This was, a ploy to get inside of Trinidad's head, right? This, too, like I said, was a unification fight. This was for the WBA Super, the WBC, the IBF, and the vacant ring, undisputed middleweight champion. So it's a lot on the line for this fight. So, there were some games being played. During this fight, well, before the fight, um, Felix was rumored to have said he was stacking his reps, and Hopkins' trainer called him out, and the New York State Athletic Commission actually made Trinidad re-wrap his hands. Unfortunately, things didn't pan out the way that obviously Trinidad wanted them to. Hopkins won via 12th round TKO. He dropped Trinidad with a right, and Trinidad's corner stopped the fight, making this Trinidad's first loss in 40 fights. Hopkins became the first undisputed middleweight champion since Marvin Marvelous Hagler. After this fight, so troubled by his loss, he immediately wanted a rematch, but Hopkins, he rejected him. He also tried to rematch Oscar De La Hoya. That never happened. Unable to lock down a legacy fight, at the advice of his father and trainer, he retired, believing he had nothing left to prove. In 2002, he announced his retirement, which led to, be the period of inactivity until his comeback fight against Ricardo Mayora in '04. Now, Mayora started strong, honey, old pink haired punk. Even knocked Tito down round three. But Trinidad, keeping with that Puerto Rican pride, baby, started to showcase that power, that accuracy, especially with those counterpunches, becoming more dominant as the fight went on. He actually even won the fight with an eighth round knockout. And just like that, we back, baby. Until 2005, when he faced Winky Wright. Now, this was for a WBC title eliminator, right? It just it just seemed as if Trinidad, he kind of struggled to catch his flow, and get some sort of offense going. Wright's jab and defense, it just proved to be a problem. Trinidad also lost a point in the ninth round for repeated low blows. And in the end, Winky won by unanimous decision. And yet again, he retired. Trinidad announced his retirement at a press conference the day after the Winky Wright fight, stating that Wright was one of the best in the world. Obviously, he had retired prior after losing to Bernard Hopkins, returned briefly to face um, Ricardo Mayora. And another hiatus is upon us until 2008, where he returned to the ring yet again to face Roy Jones Jr. Now, they called this fight Bring On the Titans, baby. This was in 2008. Felix Trinidad began the fight aggressively, and won some early rounds. However, Trinidad struggled to penetrate Jones's defense, and Jones also managed to knock Trinidad down twice during that fight, with just under a minute left to go in the seventh round. Jones landed a short right hook that snapped Trinidad's head back and sent him to the canvas. Now, Trinidad, being the true soldier that he is, he was able to get back up on his feet. Roy, man, he seized control of that fight and won the remaining 5 rounds on the scorecards. In the 10th round, Roy scored another knockdown over Trinidad. Late in the round, after landing a quick left right hand combination, though Trinidad quickly got back up and survived the remainder of the fight, the judges' scorecards, they were all in favor of Roy Jones Jr. being named the winner. Following this final loss, Trinidad entered into a period of hiatus from boxing, right? Which eventually, led to his official announcement of retiring in 2009. He stated he was between 95 and 98% sure that he would not be doing anything more within the sport of boxing. So, before we get into life after boxing for Felix Trinidad, let's take a look at some of his amazing performances inside that ring. Following his retirement, a few years later, he was inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame, I believe in 2014. However, he continues to be involved within the boxing community, right? He's returned to Casanova for Hall of Fame events, including this past one we had in 2025. He continues to inspire the youth and overall just enjoying his retirement, having himself a good old time. Overall, Felix Trinidad is living his best retired life, baby. So that was our life in tribute for Felix Trinidad. I hope you all enjoyed it. And as usual, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are live tonight at 5:30, and baby, does mother have a lot to go over. So until next time, y'all know what to do. Catch me on a panel.